Hello everybody, this is Shah Peerally and we are going to talk about the November Visa Bulletin, but more precisely about the predictions for December. What are we expecting and what can we expect? And so we are going to try to cover as much as possible. Just to let you know, this is the website where you get the Visa Bulletin. So it's travel.state.gov. And of course you click on Visa Bulletin and we have the November Visa Bulletin here. And as I predicted, we're going to focus of course on employment base. Employment base has not moved, which is somehow, unfortunately or fortunately, in this case we should say fortunately, because a lot of people were expecting more retrogression and we didn't have a retrogression. So before I continue, please subscribe to our channel for information and we will try our best. Just to let people know that a lot of things happens on the Visa Bulletin and how is it calculated. They are going to try to change this, but we will talk about this more on a different video. They're going to change a little bit how things are calculated. So basically the way the Visa Bulletin works is that they have a number of applications that they want to use, and they can take that from the past, the unused one, when they decide to do so, and then they can borrow from the future. And that's borrowing from the future that you're seeing this retrogression. So for example, 100,000 is allocated a year. An example, I'm not saying 100,000. And they get 150,000 applications, so they borrow 50,000 for the next year. And the next year they get 150,000, they have only 50,000, so they borrow 100,000, and it keeps going on and on and on like that until it retrogresses. And this has been going on for almost now 17 years, well, more than that probably. But in 2015, the Visa Bulletin was changed into two charts, right? There's a final action date and the filing date. What it means are two different things, right? So before I even go into the predictions, I need to kind of go over how it works. The final action date is when actually they're processing your green card. And that's why a lot of people are upset, because their dates were current and suddenly get retrogressed and they didn't get their green card. But you have to remember there's also the processing times. The two have to merge, right? So if the processing times is taking 6 months, and within that 6 months your date are no longer current, you're not going to get your green card. When I mean current, I mean that filing date here. You have to look at this, and we're talking mostly for India because this is where the biggest problem starts. China also have some problem, but it's less than India. But India has a biggest problem. So now, if in case they are not able to process it during the processing times, you are not going to get your green card, right? So, and that's what has happened to many people, and it's causing a lot of frustrations. So you need to wait when the dates are current. Even the cards are final stage, but it has not been processed. That means it has not been printed. You don't get it, and that's the unfortunate part. And now you have the filing date. Well, the filing date, this was introduced by Obama, I think in 2015. It doesn't really do a lot of much good, except, well, it does a lot of good. Let's be honest. The good part is that you're eligible to file. For example, when the dates are current, you're eligible to file. Like here, May. Of course, there are other conditions I'll talk about in a minute, but you're eligible to file at least your adjustment of status, which makes it pending and allows you to do two things. Number one, get a work permit, which is the EAD, the Employment Authorization Document. And number two, get an advance parole to travel. And number three, the most important part, it allows you to get the benefits of AC-21. That means after 180 days, you can move to a same or similar position to another company. What a same or similar position means, it means like you have to match it. There is a website on the Department of Labor which you can use. It's FLC Data Center, sorry for that, flcdatacenter.com, and I'm going to try to pull it here, flcdatacenter.com. That's what you actually, this is a website you're going to be using to basically to basically get the information. You have that. You have to plug in your county and your state. I'm not going to go into details of that because that video is mostly for the Visa Bulletin, but that's the website that we use to match it so that you move to another job. So now these are the benefits when you use the filing date that has given to us. A lot of people now finding themselves on EAD, moving from one job to another, and of course with the other issues involved. So the part that concerns us is mostly the waiting time for India. And right now, as you see, the filing date is May 12, in July 12 for EB2 and EB3. Here it is April. But that is a date. This one is the most important date because that's the one when the green card are eligible to be issued. So if your date is below that, you are good. If the date is after that, even one day, then you have to wait. That doesn't mean you have to kind of say, hey, no, I'm done, I want to give up. No, because this thing can move anytime. So the Visa Bulletin, the way it goes, it can go suddenly very much up in 1 month and then suddenly very much down the next month. And that's what we have seen in October. Well, for the November Visa Bulletin has happened. And this is a famous Visa Bulletin that is making everybody frustrated. But from my experience, this has been happening a lot. Now, the big question that you are all waiting for, what happens next? What is on the next Visa Bulletin? Do I see a prediction? A lot of people asking me to do the predictions or the forecast. Well, I did it last month for October and for November, I mean, and I got it right. So I'm going to try and shoot here again. So I think it will not move forward or backward. It will stay the same for the next few months. I will do another predictions next month, but right now the November Visa Bulletin clearly shows that they have already kind of allocated the dates. The 263,000 or 253,000 have been allocated, which means not all of them. Whatever was allocated, but the 250,000 application have been distributed accordingly. So it means you are not going to see people who have people getting any green card right now if they are above the April 1st, 2012. I know we are talking 10 years plus here. That's a normal wait for most people. And EB2, so now my predictions based for EB2. EB2 category, employment-based category 2, my predictions is that it will not move forward. I repeat that. It won't move forward December. And again, anything I'm saying today is my opinion, okay? So don't act on it or refrain to act on it. It's just pure guesswork based on experience and looking at the data. So I don't think it will move in December. As for EB3, we are going to see the same thing. It won't move either. It will stay in that vicinity because of the fact that EB3 also, a lot of people have shifted. Remember when we have this upward movement, or what we call what people were calling interfiling, going back from EB3 to EB2. So it will relieve a little bit the pressure on the EB3, but it will not make it move forward unless there's a slight chance, by the way, for EB3 to move forward. But for EB2, I doubt it. And that's pretty much where it will stay. But I'm hoping there will be no retrogression next month. And that's what I'm going to stick to. And again, like I said, I'm just guessing here. But all my data, all my calculation, and my instinct, I rely a lot on my instinct, is showing that there will be no movement forward and no movement backward. We're going to be in a status quo for a little bit until probably April next year. But next month, if there are any changes, I will do another predictions for January and we will reassess the whole situation. Until then, I wish you all the best. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Please share it with your friends and like the video. And also, you can check our website, peerallylaw.com, or call us 510-742-5887. Anything I told you today is my opinion. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions.